Welcome to today's episode of Tomorrow's World, where we explore the shifting sands of technological change and its impact on our lives. I'm your host, Appiah-Thompson, and today we're diving into a crucial topic: unregulated AI and inequality. Who wins, who loses? As we step into this fascinating yet complex landscape, let's start with a striking visual. Imagine a group of Hollywood writers on strike, holding placards that proclaim their resistance to automation by AI. They stand united, not just for their jobs, but to advocate for fair working conditions in an era increasingly dominated by machines. So, what does this scenario indicate? It raises a pivotal question. As AI continues to evolve and encroach upon sectors previously thought secure, who truly benefits from its advancements and who gets left behind? Today, we're unpacking that narrative, looking closely at how unregulated AI could potentially deepen existing economic inequalities. To set the stage, let's define what we mean by generative AI. In simple terms, generative AI refers to technology systems capable of producing new content, whether it be text, audio, images, or even code. Think of those chatbots that can write articles, create compelling video scripts, or generate image interpretations. While these systems promise efficiency, they also raise alarms about potential job losses and the reconfiguration of the workplace. Recent studies highlight a worrying trend. Firms are already considering hiring freezes as automation becomes more prevalent. This isn't just about streamlining operations, it represents a fundamental shift in how workplaces function, particularly among white-collar jobs. Primarily, AI is stepping in for tasks that are routine, repetitious, or otherwise manageable by machines. The implications of this shift are profound. Economists like Joseph Stiglitz emphasize that innovation, while beneficial, doesn't always equate to societal well-being. In fact, unregulated innovation can exacerbate social disparities. Stiglitz warns that while AI can create new job prospects, the balance is skewed, with the potential for more roles lost than gained, especially in sectors traditionally held by mid-skill workers. Let's take a moment to unpack that. When we refer to mid-skill office jobs, we're talking about roles that often involve routine cognitive tasks such as basic data entry and analysis. These are positions at risk of automation as AI technology advances, potentially displacing workers without offering them new opportunities to transition. Now, consider the nature of AI systems themselves. They are often described as black boxes. This term denotes that while we can see their outputs, we might not fully understand how they work, who controls them, or how they make decisions. This lack of transparency raises serious questions about who stands to gain the most from AI advancements: the tech companies building these systems or the workers facing displacement. Speaking of displacement, let's discuss who is most at risk. The landscape of automation has historically targeted more routine manual labor, like factory work. But now, AI is encroaching on skilled white-collar roles, from back-office processing to lower-level analytical tasks. Patterns emerge here. Income inequality grows, with AI owners and high-demand specialists capturing most of the economic gains, leaving mid-skill workers and their livelihoods in jeopardy. To make our point clearer, let's highlight two key channels of inequality identified by Stiglitz: income inequality, the disparity between those who own powerful AI systems and the workers who become redundant, and place-based inequality, where locations that thrived on certain jobs find themselves abandoned as AI integration spurs job loss in those areas. Take, for instance, industrial towns that heavily relied on manufacturing jobs. As AI technologies evolve, and if not regulated appropriately, we might see these communities suffer from increased disenchantment and social division as local jobs vanish while the benefits of automation remain concentrated in urban tech hubs. This painted a rather bleak picture, didn't it? However, this is not merely a pessimistic view. The narrative turns to a proactive one when discussing policy choices. Here lies the public discourse around what do we do with AI. The handling of AI doesn't have to be an exercise in technological destiny. Rather, it could emerge as a crucial political choice that shapes whether society grapples with resource disparity or harnesses technology for broad benefit. Stiglitz provides us with key levers to address these challenges. First, keeping economies close to full employment through macroeconomic policies that sustain demand can help cushion job losses in sectors impacted by AI. This proactive approach fosters resilience in the labor market. Equally important is the need for publicly funded training programs tailored for workers at risk of being displaced by AI. Instead of generic upskilling, we must provide real pathways to new job roles that are in demand, ensuring workers can transition into emerging fields rather than languishing in a pool of outdated skills. Another avenue worthy of exploring is the potential for shorter working weeks. This isn't merely about reducing hours, it's about making conscious societal choices. As productivity rises due to AI, we have a choice. Prioritize leisure and a balanced life rather than relentlessly pursuing ever higher GDP metrics. Think about it. Can we shift from the standard 40-hour week to something more humane, perhaps a 30 or 35-hour work week? This vision resonates with historical milestones like the Fair Labor Standards Act, which set a precedent for work standards in America. The regulations surrounding work hours could adapt to our current landscape, thereby protecting workers' rights in an age of automation. It's crucial to note that for such transformative policies to take effect, we need a strong backing for collective bargaining, minimum standards of care, and social protections that ensure workers are not left to bear the brunt of the costs of automation alone. In this context, Stiglitz's analysis rings true. With the right blend of regulation, and if orchestrated correctly, AI holds the promise of enhancing productivity while lowering inequality. Yet the underlying political economic trends cast a shadow of uncertainty on whether these ideals can be realized. Can society come together to make these critical choices? As we begin to wind down today's discussion, let's reiterate, AI is not an unmitigated force for good or evil. The consequences of its unregulated deployment amplify existing power structures, pushing socioeconomic disparities further into the spotlight. I leave you with a reflective prompt. When you observe AI being deployed, whether it's within your workplace or in your city, take a moment to ask who controls this technology, who stands to gain or lose in its implementation. These inquiries are critical as we navigate our future with AI. Our choices today, in labor law, regulation, and democratic politics, will inevitably determine whether AI evolves into a tool for shared prosperity or accelerates the widening divides already in place. Thank you for being part of this conversation today. Let's keep pushing for dialogue and action.